Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. We are not against Israel, we're not against Jewish people, and we're not against Judaism. We are against the actions of Netanyahu, the genocide he is committing in the name of Jewish people. The airstrikes on hospitals, schools, refugee camps, and churches are all on the orders of Netanyahu. The killing of innocent civilians, women, children, babies, journalists in the name of self-defense. This is way beyond the scope of self-defense. Plus, as mentioned by Muhammad Hijab in one of his interviews, and human rights groups and the United Nations, an occupier by international law's definition means that they are already in an offensive posture. That as an occupier, they are constantly in an attacking position. So Netanyahu claiming self-defense in the name of holy war is absurd. Netanyahu explicitly called his people to genocide by referencing a verse from the Old Testament, 1 Samuel 15:3. Go and smite Amalek, and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass. Then Netanyahu gave a holy speech, and he quoted that you must remember what Amalek has done to you, says the Holy Bible, pointing to Palestinians as Amalek. Then the world witnessed the ongoing genocide and ethnic cleansing that's taking place right before our eyes. In Netanyahu's plans to annex all Palestinian territories and expel all Palestinians out of Palestine, causing an exodus of Palestinians starting from Gaza. Most of the people are or were scared to speak up, but our voices will only continue to rise until genocide Netanyahu is brought to justice. Millions of lives are at stake right now, and Netanyahu must be summoned to the International Criminal Court by the United States, by the United Nations, and the world at large, and tried for genocide and crimes of aggression, which includes invasion of Gaza and continuing and supporting the 50 plus years of military occupation. Plus, as mentioned by Professor Elon, an Israeli historian and activist, that this is not an occupation. This is colonization. Occupation always means a temporary situation, and there is nothing temporary about this. And Netanyahu continues to confiscate and seize Palestinian lands and territories to use for Israeli settlements and infrastructure. Netanyahu also supports segregating roads, that which roads Palestinians can use and what roads Israelis can use. Civil Rights Act of 1964 ended racial segregation in the United States, but Netanyahu continues to practice and follow it and support it even today, without any consequences from the United States or the United Nations. We are not anti-Semite, but genocide Netanyahu is anti-Palestine, he's anti-Palestinian people. He shows hostility towards Palestinians, no matter who they are, whether they are Christian Palestinian or whether they are Muslim Palestinians. Netanyahu also supports and practices discriminatory laws. Israeli settlers are tried in Israeli civilian courts if accused of a crime, while Palestinians are tried in the Israeli military court, which has an extremely high conviction rate and limited due process rights. America does not stand for these values, and the time to act is now. Genocide Netanyahu has transgressed all bounds. List of his war crimes and crimes against humanity is endless, and he must be brought to justice and summoned to the International Criminal Court by the United States government and the United Nations and the world at large. And his trial must be live streamed for the world to watch, to listen, and to see. This has become a worldwide issue, so the solutions must come from worldwide. Our morals are being tested and being questioned. The United States and the international community must ouster Netanyahu and select a new leader for Israel and its people. We as one humanity, Muslims, Jews, Christians, Hindus, atheists, whoever, will collectively decide who will be Israel's and Jerusalem's next leader. Or let's develop new leaders who are worthy of leading Israel and Jerusalem. Genocide Netanyahu is not fit to lead. Evangelists believe that this is biblical. Jews believe this is biblical. So let it be biblical then. We need a man of integrity to rule Jerusalem. A man who values human lives, who's honest, who's upright, have good morals, have good ethics, believes in unity and unification. The whole world wants peace. So let's bring peace. Bring justice, bring peace. Ameen. Inshallah. God willing. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum.